Welcome back to another lesson and another blessing with yours truly, the counselor, Mr. James Horton, your domestic issues counselor. Welcome back to my class. As we start off all the time and one more time, and we'll continue to have a one more time, I would like you to subscribe to my channel. It's called Domestic Issues with the Counselor, Mr. James Horton, Town Business, right? Domestic Issues with the Counselor, Mr. James Horton. Today's lesson is going to be a lesson called the domestic pocket watchers, the domestic pocket watchers, right? And it's related to how we look and view others. Is related how we take the focus off ourselves and focus on someone else's haves, and we focus on the haves and the have-nots. And we totally get distracted when we're doing that. We become what some would call haters, instead of congratulators. We become unlearners instead of learners. A learner is someone who watches, pays attention, and grows with their watching so they can develop their own skills, their own pocket, right, and their own cash, and their own wealth, whatever wealth that may be. There are different levels of wealth. There's the inner wealth, there's the self-value of wealth, and there's the money and financial wealth and stability wealth. Okay, this is called domestic pocket watchers. It says pocket watchers is a domestic pocket watchers a domestic epitome. Epitome is a person or thing that is perfect. That is a perfect example of a particular quality or type. Pocket watchers is a description of most people who are pocketless. Pocket watchers are under the mentality of I'm going to get them before they get me. Pocket watchers are predators. Pocket watchers are emotional, male or female, feminists. Pocket watchers are also short-lived pocket holders who believe the world owes them something. Pocket watchers are known to associate themselves in predatory groups and associations and predatorial environments and places. Please answer the following question. Number one says, domestic pocket watchers, are you known to watch your own pocket or the pockets of others who have more than you have? Are you known to watch your own pocket, right? Or watch other people's pocket? Or watch the pockets of those that have more than you have, or you believe have more than you have, right? Right. A lot of us need to get in tune with what we're doing, and you can miss the boat or you can miss the bus paying attention to someone else, right? And not paying attention to what you're doing and where you're going. Number two, domestic watch my pocket. In most of your relationships, first encounters, are you known to show or expose everything in your pocket or safeguard what you have and what's in your own pocket, right? I go back to remembering even visiting maybe a partner or maybe an associate in a time when I was in another space, and going to a room, and one of my colleagues may have had a partner, a young lady or something in that particular room or motel room, and I remember the exposure that I saw. I remember them exposing all kinds of money on the bed, counting all kinds of money on the bed in front of pretty much what was a stranger, and that would be very dangerous. This exposure. I remember people maybe even street hustling and counting large amounts of money in the street. Sometimes standing in the middle of the street to count their money for everyone to see them. So that's not a safe thing to do. It's really not a safe thing to do. And fronting and wanting to be seen, it's not safe. It's dangerous. Number 3, domestic pocket stopper, pocket watcher. Domestic pocket stopper, pocket watcher. Are you the pocket, or the pockets you're watching, the pockets you're stopping when you refuse to help others get to the top? Domestic pocket stopper, pocket watcher. Are the pockets you're watching, the pockets you're stopping when you refuse to help others? There are people that watch us. There are people that watch you, watch me, and watch around, and they have somewhat made it to a very comfortable level of air. The oxygen level where they at is pretty up there, and they have the ability to help others. But they will watch you. They will watch what you're doing. They will watch what you got going on, and they will even try to steal some of the things that you've told them of they saw in you to put them with themselves. But yet, when you ask them to take you to the higher level, they refuse to do it. They're watching you and making sure you don't get up in that level. They just watch you. They just watch you and pretty much refuse to help you. But they seem to have a motive why they do what they do. All right. Number 3, domestic pocket stopper. Okay. Number 4, domestic grown mama pocket watcher. Are you known to be grown with something in your pocket and known to be a child whenever you have an empty pocket, right? Many young people, and even young or old young people, old in age but young in mind, seems to always tell mama how they grown, seem to always tell others, I'm grown, you don't talk to me like that. But yet when we get in trouble, when that individual gets in trouble, they seem to go back into the child. Their voice level even changes, and they are not as grown as they once were when they're broke. They're not as grown as they once were when they're locked up. The first person they called was the last person they wanted to listen to. And they are calling because they need help, because they are no longer grown. Because grown folks, really, when you want to use grown folks got their own key, grown folks got their own money. And if you really, really grown, as you put the bass in your voice, you shouldn't have to call, one shouldn't have to call anybody to ask for no help, especially some money that you're in need of because you messed up. So those are just some things I needed to point out, right? For the grown folks or the childish folks that want to be grown. Number 5. Number 5, domestic pocket watching your own people. Domestic pocket watching your own people. When it comes to watching pockets and pulling down certain people, are you known to pull down and take from your own people before you're willing to take from other groups of people, right? Domestic pocket watching your own people. When it comes to watching pockets and pulling down certain people, are you known to pull down and take from your own people before you're willing to take from other people? It's interesting. It's the it's the tripped out thing. Everybody wants to be a cowboy. Everybody wants to wear a strap, a pistol. But really, there's more harm from many of our people you know, from the destruction, the shooting, the taking, the robbing, the taking of lives. People can't even rob you no more without shooting you. And they watch too many movies, right? They watch too many movies. And you must anticipate that you most likely going to eventually get caught doing what you're doing. But yet you going and taking from people who really have nothing. You taking from people that are like you. You have nothing. That's why you're trying to take something from someone else. But to go and do destruction on your own race and on your own posse, your own cultural folks that you grew up with and you hung with, and possibly your partner's mama and your own mama. I mean, there's something wrong with that. It's like, you would think that someone would actually go for the big hit, or the big lick is what you call it, not from robbing from poor people. It's very interesting. So it's interesting. So maybe your priorities are out of place. And I know they seem to be out of place to me. But to each his own. You have to pay the cost to be the boss, especially when you get caught. Number 6, domestic pocket watcher. When it comes to eating, are you known to eat with others, or are you really known to eat by yourself? Are you known to eat with others, or are you known to eat by yourself? Sometimes you have to eat by yourself. Sometimes you're forced to eat by yourself. Sometimes all the pocket watches you've been doing causes you to be all by yourself and have to eat by yourself. I mean, there's nothing really wrong with it. I mean, I'm sure the meal will go down the same way it would have went down if you were in company with others, but at the same time, it can become a very lonely place to be when you have to eat by yourself, right? Very, very lonely place to be. Number 7, domestic emotional pocket watchers trying to make it. When you're trying to make it, do you believe your emotions help you make it, or does your pocket watching help you fake it, right? Domestic emotional pocket watcher trying to make it. When you're trying to make it, do you believe your emotions help you make it, or does your pocket watching help you fake it, right? Now, trying is the thing to do. Go and try your best, and just keep trying. Even if you gave 50% to 75%, even if you possibly got you 100%, trying is a good thing. But trying to make it, and then pocket watching has you in a place where you, trying to fake it. So that's another hit for you. So number 8, domestic pocket watcher. Is pocket watching part of your dress attire, or is it your pocket watching something you've always desired and admired? Domestic pocket watcher. Is pocket watching part of your dress attire, or is your pocket watching something you've always desired and admired? Right? Is that something that's just been yearning you from the very beginning, your early beginnings of life, right? Admiring the level of or dressing the code up. It could be your dress code, but it could be your stamp, it could be your fingerprint. But if it's not yours, you might be just an admirer of what you see others have or what you see others doing, right? So that's that. Number 9, domestic Robin Hood pocket watcher. Domestic Robin Hood pocket watcher. You got me? Domestic Robin Hood pocket watcher. Do you believe robbing your hood fulfills your pockets, or does it say you're out of pocket? Right? Do you believe robbing your hood fulfills your pocket, or do you believe it lets everybody know that you're out of pocket, right? Looks more like out of pocket to me. I don't praise, the bull crap. I don't, I'm not like that. I'm not, just because everybody says this don't mean I'm gonna say it because they said it. If I don't believe it's right, then I'm gonna take a stand and say, I'm not with that. I don't follow all leads. I don't go in the path of others. I go where there's no path and leave my own trail. And you all can learn to do that too. Don't go where the path may lead. Go where there's no path and leave a trail. All right, number 10. We're going to close this out. Domestic misery relationship pocket watching. In some, most, or all of the failed movie relationships you've been in, did they fail because you played small? Did the movies fail because you played a small part, or because you were a small actor in all parts? Did they fail because you played a small part, or did they fail because you were the actor? You were a small actor in all parts, right? A lot of times, right, we trying to be in the movie, we want to be the star, but you haven't been picked to be the star. You're not ready for it. You're not developed for it. You don't fit the role to play the star of the movie, but you have a part. So you have a part. You have to acknowledge what part you're in, right? Don't try to play bigger than what the script says to play. And many times we overplay our part and we find ourselves in a lot of trouble. We overplay our part even in saying that we can handle this. We meet somebody for the first time, and it might be a relationship of with multiple people in the relationship. It might be a relationship where a woman has several children. It might be a relationship where a woman has what they call in psychology ADD. Not actually what they mean in psychology, but what we mean when we use our psychology as a breakdown of things. ADD stands for all different daddies. And that might be something that's too big for some of us to handle. So we have to know what we can take on and what we can handle and what we can't. And be willing to be truthful with it. Sure, it's a nice looking person. Sure, she's a nice person. And there's nothing wrong with that. But can you carry the load? Do you have a job? Are you in or getting in the relationship just to get a meal? Just to be able to sit at the table with the kids? And you know that the woman that you chose may or may not have a lot of food stamps. I mean, what are your reasons? Because it's bad to go in there trying to take on something pretty heavy in your backpack and you not able to carry it. So that's going to be it. Again, for yours truly, the counselor, Mr. James Horton. Another lesson, another blessing. Thank you all for attending my class, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Domestic Issues with the Counselor, Mr. James Horton. Push the red button. Become part of my family and be part of this thing that's growing, right? And as I grow, you will grow. All right. Thank you again.